Fran, did you look at the first half as an opportunity that got away? They had 3 starters on the bench last 11 minutes, and you guys were right there and couldn't seem to make any baskets.
I don't know that I looked at it that way, Rick. I looked at it more so that we didn't play well and we were still within striking distance, and felt like if we could play better, we could shorten the gap on them.
You guys seem like maybe pressing on some of the shots, like very makeable shots. They just short-armed them.
Yeah, there's no question about that. We did that. It sort of started early and then it just kind of continued, and then. Once they got up double digits, it seemed like it was possible to get it in. And then, of course, they're shooting it free and easy, draining threes out of the corner. So that was frustrating. I thought, we ran reasonably well in the second, got it to the rim a bunch of times, just couldn't get it in. The one disappointing thing is we'd like to have gotten a few more second shot opportunities when you're struggling like that. But, very big, strong, athletic team. It's not so easy.
They're really long and athletic. Did it seem like they were really cutting out the passing lanes and kind of got your offense out?
Well, I think in the first half, Rick, they were really physical. I mean, they committed 10, or I should say 10 were called. And you got to give them credit for that. They got up into us. They took us out of some stuff, and we rushed some shots. We short-armed some shots. We had multiple, I think, transition opportunities where we could get to the rim and didn't really have much to show for it. And we were in the double bonus, 7 or 8 minutes to go in the half. We were driving the ball, getting to the free throw line, but not enough. We jacked a little bit in that sequence, and we were open when we took some free. But when you're in a double bonus, you work hard to get into the double bonus. You got to drive the ball.
The first 5 minutes of the second half, Ohio was pretty effective.
Well, Thomas is a 3, first possession, pick and pop 3. He's a really good player, and then we get it right to point blank range miss, and then they really started going to Sullinger. And even though he had 15 in the first half, 7 for 9, we were focused in on him. We got a couple steals early. We made him work for it. Obviously, didn't want to give him another half of that, which we ended up doing. But we just didn't do a very good job on him. And it's a collective thing. We didn't have enough ball pressure. We didn't have enough weak side help. We didn't recognize when to be on the high side, when to be in front, when to be behind. And sometimes you try to simulate it, and he's a hard guy to simulate because he's just so quick. He's so elusive, for a guy with that size. His hands, he's got the best pair of hands I've ever seen. He catches everything, he finishes everything, and he's amazingly quick, whether it's a spin or a sigma or an up and under, whatever he's doing. And the other thing he does is he passes it well. So, you got to be careful how much you go on him because he's very unselfish.
Fran, your defensive efficiency has been very highly rated all season. Jared said after the game that he thought it was their best defensive effort since Duke. What did you see on tape of their defense that makes them as effective as they are?
Well, it starts with ball pressure, with Kraft and Smith in particular, the 2 guards. So there's pressure at the point of attack. Buford, he's got that kind of frame where he can really get after somebody. If you have a wing scorer, he can really get after that person. Then the other 2 guys take advantage of their size. But you find yourself shooting a lot of either contested or sort of rushed shots. And then, like I said, the thing they do also is they rebound. So if you don't make it a contested shot, then you don't have a whole lot of second shot opportunities.
Coach, your team earned the crowd they got today with those 2 straight road wins, and people were excited. What do you say to the fans now, the people who came and maybe a little disappointed about what they saw?
Well, we're all disappointed, with what happened today, and we can nitpick, and all we have to do is go back and break the film down and try to look at, okay, what did we do to get 2 great wins, and what did we do today that was ineffective, and grow from it. And the only thing I can say to the fans is how much we appreciate as as a program, how engaged they were today, and, you know, encourage them to stick with us because we have great kids and they'll work hard and they'll come back and we'll play better. You know, it can sometimes be a bumpy ride, you know, when you're building, as we are. We got a lot of young guys out there that, you know, made some freshman mistakes, and we got some guys in a little bit of a funk, and it takes time. And as we mature, we'll be better able to handle this situation, this environment.
With Archie, is his wrist, is it bad? Or?
That thing's been bothering him for a while. He got chopped pretty good. He was going to the hole, and they went for the ball, and he got his wrist. I think he'll be okay. But it has been lingering.
Melstone's had a little bit of a roller coaster at times this year. How do you get him turned around from the last couple of games here?
Well, you know, he looked like he was starting off well today. You know, he's up, he steals the first pass to the post, he's running, he has a layup early that doesn't go in for him. So I was, you know, encouraged a little bit early for where I thought he was headed. But I just don't think the last 2 games he's played with the energy level that he needs to play with. You know, he is a different kind of forward. You know, he's got to run and attack the basket. He's got to run and rebound. He's got to run and block shots. But it all starts with running and activity. You know, he is not as much of a low post up and under. You know, he's not that kind of guy. We're not going to isolate his side and have him do, you know, 3 crossovers and spin in traffic and shoot a finger roll. That's not who he is. He's an energy guy who in the last 2 games hasn't played with any energy. And that's why he played 11 and 14 minutes. You know, if he's not going to play with energy, he's not going to play. Can't make it any simpler than that.
Fran, when Kraft went out with about 11 minutes, I think the game was tied at 9. They got it up to a 9-point lead at halftime. Did Shannon Scott played really well in that stretch?
Well, he wasn't the only one.
Did he surprise you at all the way?
No, he's a good player.
Okay.
You know, you know, he's just playing behind, you know, one of the best point guards in the country, probably. But you know, he's a very talented player. I think the thing that was impressive about him today was how under control he was. You know, he came in and ran their offense. He didn't come in and go for himself, and it made a difference, you know, for their team.
This team's been pretty good at bouncing back from tough losses all year. Will this one be a little bit? Do you think this one might be a little bit tougher for them to recover from?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I don't think we thought, you know, we would get blitzed like this. And you look at the stats, and you go down, and you keep going down. We don't have everybody in doubles. No, it's not like we said, okay, who played well? You know, what were the positives? I thought Archie and Brahma were pretty solid off the bench for us. I thought they gave us some quality minutes doing what they do. But offensively, we were struggling the whole day. And, of course, it has a lot to do with their speed and quickness and their defensive intensity. And I think what we have to recognize from that is we're getting their best. You know, we win on the road twice. We're not sneaking up on anybody anymore. So we got their best shot today. And that's what we have to understand, because the next 2 games are against ranked opponents as well. So we have to learn from it, grow, affect change. I think recognize individual mistakes. You can't be pointing fingers at anybody. I'm not blaming. They can't blame each other. You got to be able to look in the mirror and say, okay, what could I have done better? And that's it. I being me, and I being whatever player is watching this tape, saying, okay, it's one game, it's in the past, and now we got to go on to the next one, come up with another game plan, and go out there and play with the level of intensity that we did the previous 2 games.
One more question. No?
Thank you.